what are you smoking?
So I'm smoking the Robusto size of the My Father JJ series. Medium body, a hint of spice, but nothing over the top.
Right.
It's one where, especially if I'm doing something like an old-fashioned or a spin of it, one's not going to overpower the other. That's something I really try to focus on with my pairings. What about you?
Yeah. Well, I got this Avo Maduro. This thing has just got, fantastic notes, cocoa, a little bit of cedar, but a lot of kind of deep baking spices. And I've got this Charlotte Bourbon Society barrel bourbon. They tell me at the bar this is like 115 proof, so I haven't actually tried it yet, but I'm going to try to pair this up with this Avo and see what happens. Okay.
Fair enough.
Let me see.
I know that Rob, our bar manager, has done a fantastic job just getting involved with the Charlotte Bourbon Society on a regular basis, and as a result, getting to participate in a lot of those picks. So,
wow.
What kind of notes do you pick up?
Baking spice, a little bit of cedar, a little bit of caramel. It's very, very nice, and I know it's going to go fantastic with this thing here.
Very good. Well, cheers. Thank you for joining me on what I'm sure is a very hectic afternoon for someone who wears many hats at any given time.
Absolutely. You the same. I mean, you can wear a lot of hats around here.
Well, I wanted to try to kick us off with this idea of the conversation and what it can consist of, and really try to first help people understand where your vision for the vintage came from. Where did this concept originate, and why now? In the midst of coming out of a pandemic, why Charlotte, a market that has all kinds of things happening at any given time? I'm just curious for the proprietor's opinion on why this was the move to make.
Yeah, well, first of all, nobody wanted to be a customer at the vintage more than I did. I feel like Charlotte has so much opportunity. And doing a lot of traveling, you go to a lot of places. And my thing has always been, at least for the past 20 years, is when I go to a city, I'm always interested in finding out where can I go have a great cigar. Mm-hmm. And whether I'm in San Francisco or New York City or Nashville or Philadelphia, I'm always looking for a great cigar bar, a place to go in, relax, unwind, collect myself, collect my thoughts, and just get recentered. And that, to me, is the best therapy in the world, going to a really nice cigar bar. And I wanted to create something here where we would have the best of everything the earth has to give. Beautiful, handmade, premium, hand-rolled cigars comes from the earth. Wonderful whiskeys and all kinds of spirits, beers, even coffee. All of these things come from the earth. And ultimately, we come from the earth, and we will be reduced to the earth when we are no longer here. I feel like there's a lot of symbolism in partaking in these wonderful spirits of the earth, these leaves of the earth, and also just connecting with people. And I think cigars force you to slow down, forces you to sit and occupy your hands, not on your phone, but with a good cigar and a great glass of whatever it is that you like to have with your cigar. It could be water, sure. But to me, I felt like I wanted a place that was upscale. I wanted a place that catered to my customers, my clients, my friends, and also all walks of life. Mm-hmm. And we built a beautiful facility here. We built a wonderful bar. We built a wonderful membership program. But the thing that I'm the most proud of is we built a community.
Right.
And building a community of like-minded people who love cigars and love great beverages and want to unwind, want to talk and relax and connect. And so I feel like of all the things we've done here and of all the accolades that we've won or been recognized for, I should say, and all of the press that we've gotten. The thing that I'm the most proud of is when I walk in this place and I sit down, I take a look across the room and I see all kinds of different people from different walks of life, different races, different ages, different genders. And to me, that represents us, the human race. And that's the way I think a place ought to be operated. It represents truly who we all are. We're all under one vein.
Sure. Yeah, I think that if there's anything that the last year and change has taught us, conversations can go very differently when, once you said, we're just staring at our phones, forced to reply off of what we see, or if we're able to actually sit, connect face to face, being forced to slow down by taking a couple of puffs, a couple of sips, and actually being able to process, the experience that you're sharing with me, the reason behind why those decisions were made. Everything can be, perception is everything. And so everything can be perceived in a different light based off of how it's being received.
Life is chaotic. Let's face it. I mean, that's a heck of a statement, I realize, but I really feel like it's true. Life is pure chaos sometimes. And I feel like you come to a place like this, and this is a place that you can just say, I'm going to put my phone up, I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to light this cigar, and I'm going to have this fantastic beverage. I'm going to be in a beautiful surroundings, a relaxed surroundings, that I'm able to just collect myself. I'm able to just recenter myself. And I love nothing more than our members talking to other members and creating relationships and connecting with each other. Coming in, let's talk about the baseball game. Let's talk about the news. Let's stay away from the controversial topics of politics and religion, but let's get into a conversation. There's nothing more than I like to do is get into a conversation about what goes into this cigar. I mean, if you think about it, on average, 200 pairs of hands have had involvement in creating this cigar, from the leaves growing in the field to the entire fermentation and rolling process until it gets actually to our humidor. It's hard to imagine where the cigar comes from, and the average hourly wage of the people making the cigar. I mean, it's a whole different world. Mm-hmm. And it comes to us, and we're lucky enough to be able to partake in the result of a lot of people's hard work. And to me, there's nothing more gratifying than sitting down and lighting up somebody else's work of art and actually enjoying it and allowing it to heal me, allowing it to recenter me and connecting with my fellow man and having a great conversation and relaxing.
I think a lot of people in the industry and in this market especially have probably started going down that rabbit hole of where do all these things come from when it comes to spirits, when it comes to really nice wine. But you're right, I don't think from a cigar standpoint that's really been explored extensively in this market anyway. So that's a really cool observation. Now you mentioned this experience, and it just kind of reminds me. So while the build out of the vintage was happening, an opportunity presented itself for the group down the street with the wine loft. Do you see a similar experience from a guest perspective occurring there, considering that the offering is a little bit different? Can you explain that a little bit?
Absolutely. I mean, we bought the wine loft in 2019 with the express purpose of re-envisioning everything in it. The only thing I think left from the old way it was operated is the name and the fact that we have wine. We've completely remodeled that place from top to bottom. And I'm not just talking about decor. I'm talking about attitude. I'm talking about the vibe. Again, that's a place that you can go, and whatever echelon you're on from the wine perspective, I think we have something for you.
Sure.
If you're the average person who knows a little bit about wine but not a lot, we can definitely help guide you. If you're somebody who is very well versed in wine, we definitely have something for you there. And if you don't even like wine, we have all other things. But again, it's a place that it's a relaxing place. It's a place that you can go and enjoy wine. Live music is a key feature of what we wanted to create with the Wine Loft. And nothing better than to sit back, drink a wonderful glass of Cabernet or Pinot or Sauv Blanc and listen to some great local music. And again, unplug, put your phones down, relax, sing along, hum along, just relax and enjoy it, you know.
So this intrigues me because if I recall correctly, hospitality isn't necessarily your lifelong background. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but my understanding is that this has always been something that, whether you're getting your work done in that environment or context, this wasn't always the original thing. So how did that transition, even though you still wear many hats to this day, how did that transition come about?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I feel like the whole initial goal was, let's create a hospitality group that stood for a few things. Number one, it stands for creating some brands that are memorable, creating brands that people enjoy and people want to be part of. And part of that process initially was to create the vintage, of course. Along the way, you know, opportunities come your way, and some opportunities you walk away from because they don't fit the model. The Wine Loft happened to fit what we were looking for. But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I have no experience in the hospitality business at all. I've gotten a lot of education over the last 2 years, that's for sure. But I feel like people come to me all the time. They say, you know, you were in technology, right? Yeah, okay, yes. It's like, it's a lot different than hospitality is. And it's like, actually, no, it's not any different at all. It's actually very, very similar. You still have your guests, your clients to please. That's number one at all points. Everything you do, decision you make, every little thing that you invest into the business, you want to reflect that upon the people that are there to come and participate, your customers, your guests. You still have employees. Employees mean everything to the business. Employees are key to your success. And you still have your partners. And every day, whether it's a technology company that I'm running or it's a hospitality group that I'm running, I have 3 important groups of people to satisfy. My customers, my employees, and my partners. I've said that over and over again in my past ventures in technology, and to me, it translates 100% into hospitality. And I would say for most businesses, at least the ones that I would be interested in, I would say you follow that model and you're going to be incredibly successful.